Hey there! In this video, we are going to see how one can integrate EPNS to a subgraph and send notifications. If you're not familiar with Subgraph, let me give a quick explanation. The graph is a decentralized protocol for indexing and querying data from blockchains. So if we want the graph to index and store some data from a blockchain, then we must define something called a subgraph. And it is to this subgraph that we'll be integrating EPNS notifications. In this video, I'll be doing each and every step of EPNS graph integration, and the same example is also added to our documentation hub, which you can access by going to docs.epns.io. Click on the developer docs, and under the examples section, you can see notification via subgraph example. Alright, let's get started with the implementation. So the very first step is to create a notification channel, and we have the documentation here on how to create a channel. Head over to staging app.epns.io. So this is on Coven network, and under the developer tab, you can see the create channel option. So for channel creation, couple of things that you need ETH, Coven ETH to confirm the transaction, create channel transaction, and also DAI to stake while creating the channel. So you can get free DAI from here. Let's confirm that transaction. Alright, we got the DAI. Now let's upload a channel logo. Okay, I have one here. Let's clip the image and click on next, and let's take 50 DAI, and you can add your channel name. Let's call it Graph Demo. And this alias is for notifications from other blockchains. You can leave it blank for the subgraph. That is for and the CTA. Click on setup channel, and while creating the channel, there are two transactions that you need to confirm. First one is to give permission to access your DAI, and another one which interacts with the core contract to create the channel. Alright, let's confirm this as well. Alright, once you have confirmed this transaction as well, we can see what the next step is, because it will take some time to confirm the channel creation and also to pull that data to the front end. So let's go and see what the next step is. Alright, so in the prerequisites, the next step is to install the Graph CLI. So let me copy this and install. Alright, while that is getting installed, let's see what the next step is. Link your GitHub to the Graph website. Alright, this is because we are going to deploy the subgraph to the hosted service, and for that we need to link your subgraph, link your GitHub ID to the Graph platform. So let me sign in. Alright, I have signed in, and there is my dashboard. Here you can see all the subgraphs that you have created. And let's see what the next step is. Add a subgraph from your hosted service dashboard. And this is the dashboard, and here there's an option to add subgraph. You can put subgraph name as, okay, has to be in caps, graph demo. Let's get this subtitle, and let's create a subgraph. All right. Now I think we are all done with the prerequisites, and the next step is to deploy the contract. Now in this link there is a sample ERC20 contract. We can just copy the contract code and deploy using Remix. Okay, let's create a file. The contract name is push token .solve. Let's paste the code and let's compile the contract. Okay, let's load the version. Compile push token.solve. Compilation is successful, and let's deploy the contract. Alright, let's select injected web3 Coven network. Alright, okay. Select this wallet. Alright, select the contract, push token, and deploy. And make sure you have the Coven lead to deploy the contract. Alright. Let's wait. Okay, let's view this on Etherscan. Alright, while this is getting deployed, we can look at the next step. That's the contract deployment step is done. Next step is the subgraph deployment. So in this repo, there is an ERC20 token subgraph. So you can basically clone this repo. Git clone ERC20 token subgraph. I've already cloned this repo. I have this here, ERC20 token subgraph, and let's see. We have subgraph.yaml, and we have this address that basically is telling that the subgraph should index this contract. Now we should update it with the contract. We should update it with the contract that we have deployed just now. Let's see whether it got confirmed. Yes, it is confirmed. Then let's get the contract address. This is the contract that we need to index, so let's update it here. And here we have a schema.graphql, which basically says the structure in which the data is to be saved in the graph. And we inside the src folder we have mapping.ts. Here is where all the handler functions are defined. Now this is a subgraph without an integration, and let's see what the next step is. So clone the repo, and in subgraph.yaml update the contract address, which we did just now. And the next step is to do yarn install. Let's do that here. So here I'm already inside this folder. Let's do yarn install, which I've already done. And let's do graph code gen, which generates the types. Alright, graph code gen is done, and let's authenticate. Now for this step you need to get the access token from the dashboard. So copy this code, graph port product hosted service, and copy the access token from here, from your dashboard. Alright, authentication is done, and the next step is to deploy the subgraph. Now here we need the GitHub username and the subgraph name. So let me copy this, graph deploy, product hosted service, and subgraph name is the slug, graph-demo, and so this last two part will be what I need to copy. Ashwati Walter / graph demo. Alright, compiling. Deployment is done, and let's check here whether it started syncing with the chain. So we can see that the graph demo subgraph is deployed and it's syncing 100%. Now we can start with the integration. So for the integration, the first step is in schema.graphql include the following EPNS schema. So we have two EPNS schema types: EPNS notification counter, EPNS push notification. Let's copy this code and add to the schema.graphql file. Alright, once that is done, in mapping.ts export the subgraph ID. So copy it, and inside src mapping.ts export subgraph ID. So subgraph ID is basically GitHub username / subgraph name, and for this subgraph that we just deployed, the subgraph name is graph demo, graph-demo. Alright, inside src folder create a file EPNS notification.ts. Alright, now this basically will act as the EPNS helper file. So let me create EPNS notification.ts. Alright, and copy and paste the helper file code from here. Alright, let's copy this helper file code and paste it here. In mapping.ts import the helper file. Alright. Follow steps 5, 6 and 7 within the respective handler functions from which the notification needs to be sent. Now here in mapping.ts we have this handler function, which is handle transfer. Now we basically want to send notification whenever push token, whenever a wallet receives push token. So it is in this handler function that we need to send the notification. So here we can define these payload items, so such as recipient, type, title, body, subject, message, image, secret, CTA. So this is already been defined the way that I want it. So let me copy the same things here towards at the end of the function. Alright, so here the type represents the type of notification that we are sending. So it says 3, that means it's a targeted notification, which means that this notification is to be sent to this particular recipient. And there are a few other types of notification that EPNS supports, such as broadcast notification, which is to send out to all the subscribers of a channel, and subset notification, which is to a specific set of wallet addresses. So yeah, you can refer those in the documentation. And we have title, body, all these things you can customize it the way you want. And once you have defined the payload items, we can define the notification in this format. So notification And once all of these things are defined, we can call the helper function. And helper function takes in two arguments. One is recipient and the other one is notification. All right, and these are all the code changes that is required for EPNS integration. Now that we are done with the code changes, let's deploy the subgraph again. So we do graph code gen. We can do authenticate. And deploy the subgraph. Compiling, uploading to APFS, deploying. All right, let's look at the hosted service. Yes, deployed few seconds ago. And let's see if we can see the EPNS notification types. See, earlier these two types were not there. Since we have added those two types, EPNS notification counter, EPNS push notification, we can basically check it from the playground. All right, first notification. Let's just confirm whether the contract is the same. 32-bit. Yeah, so even with the contract creation itself, it basically sent all the tokens to the address. So that's why this notification is there. Let's see what the next step is. So now once we're done with this subgraph deployment, there's one more step that is left, that is linking subgraph to the EPNS notification channel. Now let's go back to the channel that we created earlier and see if we can see it. All right, it is created, graph demo. That means we'll be able to see it in the channels list. Yep, graph demo is here, and this is the channel owner, and we want to test it. So let's add this contract, this token to MetaMask. Just got 1000 push. Now let me send it. Let me send 500 push to this wallet. Confirm the transaction. Alright, we sent tokens to another wallet. Now let's go back to the remaining step that we wanted to do. Alright, so this is the channel owner. This is the channel dashboard. Yeah, and here in settings, you can see add subgraph details. Now it is in this form that we need to fill the subgraph details. Now the subgraph ID is your GitHub name slash subgraph name, which you can see from here, Shreewalter slash graph demo. Alright, and poll time. Poll time in seconds. So if you enter like 60 seconds as poll time, that means in every 60 seconds the push nodes will bring the subgraph and see if there is any pending notifications that need to be sent out. Now that's how the poll time works. Alright, once you add it, it is an on-chain transaction, so make sure you have the leads. Confirm the transaction. All right. Alright, let's reload and see. So this is the subgraph owner and the contract owner, and this wallet basically will save the tokens and it should basically get the tokens, or else we can right now do a transaction. Let me send 100 push. That notification. Alright, that is done. So let's switch to that wallet. And wait for 60 seconds. Yeah, this is the notification from before. That is when I transferred 500 push. Now I've transferred 100 more push. So let's wait for the notification. And here it shows delivered via the graph. So right now these notifications are shown in the spam folder because this wallet has not opted into the channel to receive notifications yet. So that is why there is an opt-in option. So if I opt in, then I'll basically get the notifications in the inbox. Alright, so here we have two notifications, one from the transfer before 500 push, and here right now we did 100 push transfer. That's why we have the notifications. Yes, that's all I wanted to do for this demo. Happy learning. Bye.